And now I welcome Thomas to the stage. He's doing the presentation before the break. Here you go.
Thank you, Simon. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Thomas. I'm the president of the small Rheintal Internet Exchange. Some of you might know me from Init7. That's where I work for a living. But I'm having my Rheintal X hat on right now. Okay, a quick update, what we did the last years, and a quick summary about the Rheintal Exchange itself. It was founded in 2011. The legal form is an incorporated association based in the Principality of Liechtenstein. It's not for profit still, but just for the joy of it. It's still joy. It's not that big. So, hardware, links, and rack space is donated by sponsors. Thanks to all of the sponsors, by the way. Maybe there are some in here who listen to it. We only have small recurring charges only for 10 gig ports to keep the whole thing going. It's actually 50 Swiss francs a month. And the peers are encouraged to become members, but it's not mandatory. So we also have some membership fees, so they also put something into our budget. And we have a bunch of dedicated technicians running the networks and the services. So what's the actually kind of topology of our Rheintal exchange? It's actually not only in the Rheintal anymore, so maybe we should think about a new name. You see the Lake of Constance there, and when I start from the left, we are in well, for the upper left, it's Constance, the one side we have in Germany. Going down to Frauenfeld in Switzerland, going over to the Appenzell, a city called Geis, where the Rechenzentrum Ostschweiz resides. Then it goes down to the Principality of Liechtenstein, a small village called Eschen, and then up to Feldkirch, which is in Austria. And these are our actual running sites at the moment. A few details to the sites itself. In Feldkirch, we have 6 regional ISPs connected, 3 companies. We run our own server infrastructure there. We have a K-root Anycast node operated by the RIPE NCC. Thanks for that. And we also have a DNS top-level domain Anycast node operated by rcode 0. The next site is in Eschen. It's in a so-called Telefonzentrale. It's like the Swisscom centrals all over Switzerland. The same, I think, the same architect. It looks totally the same. There are 8 regional, and the regional ISPs are also the national ISPs in Liechtenstein. So it's not all of them. There are even 2 or 3 more. We work on it that we have them fully covered. And one company, and is connected there. And we have also our server infrastructure as well on that side. Then the site in Geis in Appenzell, Ausserrhoden. This is in the RZ Ostschweiz. 2 national ISPs connected there, 4 companies. We have an AS112 node running there, operated by Pim van Pelt. I think he's not here. I thought he would be. We have a Quad 9 node there and the D and E root nodes operated by PCH. And there is the SwissIX outreach link. So this the kind of a sponsoring from the SwissIX. We see some details later on. Now to the next site in Switzerland, the site in Frauenfeld in the DC Thurgau. There is 1 national ISP connected and there are 0 companies, so we have definitely room for improvement here. Yeah, maybe we can find some interested ISPs or companies around here would like, just talk to me. Then there is the only site in Germany, in Constance, in the DC, in the data center of Stadtwerk Constance. There are 2 regional ISPs connected and 1 academic network and we plan to have our own server infrastructure there as well. So some of our friends in the association seems to be sitting in front of that picture and thought, well, we already have around the Lake of Constance. So why don't we start a kind of a vision or a project called Around the Lake? We started that with, enthusiasm in 2021. And the plan was to have a 10 gig ring. From a technical point of view, something you really want to have a redundancy, the ring structure and all that stuff. So would be nice to have. So let's go for it. It took a lot of time to get the links done in Austria, on the Austrian part, going north up to the Lake of Constance. In recent times, luckily, the whole policies in Austria changed. There are lots of funding from the government now for the fiber to the home, or actually for the whole broadband network stuff. So they changed their attitude to us, and we're gonna get some links now. So that's done now, and so we're gonna have new sites in Bregenz, also in Austria, directly at the Lake of Constance, and also in Friedrichshafen in Germany, and they are on the roadmap for this summer. But unfortunately, there is still a missing link in Lindau. So that's how our topology is going to look in, end of summer now. And we are right now working on how we can close that gap. Would be a great improvement for us, and also for our small IXP. So now some details about the SwiSIX outreach project or sponsoring. So that was an idea brought up by SwiSIX itself. It's sponsoring for non-profit IXPs in Switzerland. It's the Rheintal IX and also the Romand IX, which are in the happy position to get this sponsorship. In the end, it's what you see here. So it's a router in between the peering meshes of both these IXPs, and this router just peers with each route server on each side. So they exchange all these prefixes which are on the route server on each side. So it's mainly used actually by the smaller regional ISPs in our case here, because the bigger ISPs we have at our peering mesh, they have their own connection to Zurich and to the SwiSIX. So they wouldn't be happy with that small link actually. So it's only the smaller regional ISPs which actually use this SwiSIX outreach link. It's not that much traffic there. SwiSIX was a little bit complaining about it. It should be more traffic on that link. And we expect the traffic to increase when the German ISPs will come along. As I said, we're going to start during summer to have another site in Germany, in Friedrichshafen. So I think the traffic rate's going to go up, and SwiSIX will be happy, I guess. Now some technical news. We recently switched to a new switching platform. It's still an old one, but it's working for us. So it's a brokered MLXE. The remaining, on 3 sites only. We started with 3 sites. The remaining POPs will follow shortly, hopefully during the next couple of weeks. With the new platform, we're able to have a typical underlay with a VPLS on top, so it's IPv4, MPLS, and RSVP. we actually moved away from Catalyst 6500s, which are stuck with Ethernet. They don't do any, well, some do MPLS, but we didn't have any MPLS possibility on the old Catalyst platform. So we're happy with the new one, although, yeah, as everything, all the time with new things, some stuff happens. I come to that back later on. So we have 20 10 gig and 21 gig interfaces available on each side, at least. We also have some bigger boxes. We're going to see how that, how the need will be for the interfaces at the sides. So the orchestration, so the provisioning of the peer interfaces is orchestrated in the meantime. So we use IXPManager, Ansible, and GitLab to do that more or less automatic. So it's still manual because it's kind of new for us, and we need to check if everything's work as expected. And we're already planning for a little bit more bandwidth in the core, but that's just the beginning. These are the stats from last year. I just wanted to know if we're really improving a little bit. So that was in March 2022. And that's from yesterday. So we actually almost doubled the traffic in 1 year. So yeah, we're pretty happy about that, and we just don't do it for nothing. Of course, we had some technical incidents, not that many, luckily. We had packet loss on the link between Feldkirch and Eschen. That was a typical thing, just a dirty fiber cable end. We had a random reboot of a catalyst, pretty old boxes. We talked to a tech engineer, and he said, that can happen. The reason is unknown. So just live with it. There is nothing we can do. But yeah, we're gonna exchange that box in the next few weeks. So, but it was just the only one. So we don't have any other issues with the Catalyst platform. We had an issue with route server announcing too much prefixes, and that was in the end a communication problem because of the SwiSNOG outreach. They announced suddenly, from our point of view, way more prefixes last year in October, November, something around that. And we didn't communicate that to our peers. And yeah, max prefix limit hit, and yeah, they were gone. But we could fix that. And we had a BFD session flapping on the MLXE. So that was the issue we had with the new boxes. It turned out it was a broken SFP+. And we exchanged that, and everything's fine again. So how about a few words about the orchestration? We use the IXPManager REST API. It provides states of the peering interfaces with several attributes. The Ansible playbook collects that data for each interface which is in a connected state. And there is a still manual GitLab pipeline which does a dry run first. So we control the configuration changes on the switch. We don't really trust it for 100% right now. But yeah, if that proves to be correct all the time, we consider to fully automate it, which brings a lot of nice features like changing the MAC address on their own for our peers and all that stuff. But yeah, we're not there. And what are the challenges with the orchestration, especially in terms of having old boxes like MLXs running ironware? There are many modules for almost every network operating system, but every module behaves more or less a little bit different. What they do is they are SSHing to the device and send the CLI commands there. And so you have to deal with the CLI parser of the device. So the more sophisticated it is, the luckier you are. iOS XR is pretty good. I think Arista as well, Juniper and all that stuff. I don't know better. iOS XA works as well, but you need to know the gotchas. And ironware is really weird. But yeah, that's the reason why we're not trusted fully right now. thanks. That was it. Hope you enjoyed the coffee after my speech, but still, of course, around for any questions right now or during the coffee break or afterwards with the beer in the hand. Thank you.
Any questions? Yeah, it's warm, isn't it? Thank you very much, Thomas.